morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Supreme Court orders government not to dissolve Land Commission, calls both sides for hearing on August 17. UML Central Committee passes amendment statute, introduces provision for election of party chairman by the General Convention. Country records 3,651 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases rises to 36,000. Research shows millions more at risk of flooding. Satellite image shows higher risk than computer models. And Barcelona's Aguero out for 10 weeks with injury. Club confirms the striker suffered tendon injury. And now the news in detail. The Supreme Court has issued an interlocutory order not to dissolve the Land-Related Problem Resolution Commission from immediate effect. A single bench of Justice Ishwar Prasad Khatioda issued such order yesterday. The order has directed the government to keep land-related records and management issues in statu quo. The Apex Court has summoned both the sides of extensive debate on August 17, citing sensitivity and seriousness of the issue. The legal practitioner Mahesh Patrai, Pravesh Kesi and others had lodged a petition on behalf of the dissolved commission, naming the office of the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba and other government bodies as defendants. The petitioners have urged the court to revoke the government decision taken on August 3 to dissolve the commission. The Central Committee meeting of CPN-UML has passed the amendment statute to present it at the party's upcoming statute convention. According to the party's spokesperson Pradeep Gyawali, the amendment allows election of party chairperson and Central Committee members from the General Convention and Central Office bearers from the Central Committee. This provision will also apply to subordinate committees. In response to a question, spokesperson Gyawali clarified that the door is always open for dissenting leaders including Madhav Kumar Nepal to return to the party, but the regular activities of the party cannot be stopped indefinitely. Chief of the Army Staff General Purna Chandra Thapa has handed the command of the Nepalese Army to Chief of Central Staff Lieutenant General Prabhu Ram Sarma. Army Chief Thapa handed the responsibility of the command to Sarma amid a program at a ANA headquarters in Bhadrakali yesterday. It may be noted that President Bidya Devi Bhandari has already designated Sarma as the acting Army Chief with effect from today upon the recommendation of the government. As per the ANA tradition, Army Chief Thapa will be staying on home leave from today. 1 month before the 3-year term expires, Sarma will be taking the charge of ANA as the 44th Army Chief from September 10. Born on 5th January 1964 in Kathmandu, Sarma is a graduate from the Nepalese Military Academy. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 3,651 new cases of coronavirus across the country. With the latest update, the total number of infection in the country has reached 787,006. The new cases were detected from 16,594 tests carried out across the country. A total of 2,609 cases were confirmed from PCR test and 1,042 cases from antigen test. Meanwhile, 1,784 people recovered from the disease yesterday. With this, the total number of recovered patients has reached 671,083 so far. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the recovery rate is 93.5%. The ministry further stated that 22 people succumbed to COVID-19 yesterday, taking the death toll to 10,115. The fatality rate in the country is 1.5%, the ministry said. The number of active cases of coronavirus has climbed to 36,288. Among them, 741 patients are in ICU while 186 are receiving ventilator support. Likewise, 32,907 patients are in home isolation, 3,381 in institutional isolation and 441 people are in quarantine. And now the news from economic front. The coalition government led by Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba has decided to revert the erstwhile government's decision to extract and export pebbles, sand and gravels from the Chure region. A report.
Making public the common minimum program of the ruling coalition on Sunday, the government in its policy and program announced not to allow the exploitation of natural resources just for the sake of profit making. Likewise, the incumbent government has come up with a policy to put concrete interventions for the conservation of biodiversity and people's environmental rights. It may be noted that the erstwhile government, led by CPN-UML chair KP Sharma Oli, in its budget for the fiscal year 2021-22, had announced to reduce trade deficit by exporting stones, pebbles, and sand. Laying emphasis on the program to preserve forests, environment, and rivers, the present government has taken the policy of preventing Tarai Madhes desertification by making the Chure conservation program effective. The common minimum program was unveiled to promote coalition culture through mutual dialogue, consensus, and collaboration among the ruling parties.
Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. A new study shows that the percentage of the global population at risk from flooding has risen by almost a quarter since the year 2000. According to the BBC, satellite images were used to document the rise, which is far greater than had been predicted by the computer models. The analysis shows that migration and a growing number of flood events are behind the rapid increase. By 2030, millions more will experience increased flooding due to climate and demographic change, the author says. Flooding is the environmental disaster that impacts more people than any other, says researchers. That view has echoed around the world in recent weeks, with huge inundations destroying lives and property. In this new study, researchers look at daily satellite imagery to estimate both the extent of flooding and the number of people exposed to over 900 large flood events between 2000 and 2018. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Barcelona striker Sergio Aguero will be out for 10 weeks because of the right calf injury, the La Liga club said yesterday. In a statement, Barca said tests on the Argentine forward have confirmed a tendon injury. Aguero, 33, joined Barcelona from Manchester City on a 2-year contract in June. He spent 10 years at City, during which time he became the club's all-time leading goal scorer with 260 goals in 390 games. Aguero won the Copa America this year with Argentina alongside Lionel Messi, who has confirmed his departure from Barca. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Supreme Court orders government not to dissolve Land Commission, calls both sides for hearing on August 17. UML Central Committee passes amended statute, introduces provision for election of party chairman by the General Convention. Country records 3,651 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases rises to 36,000. Research shows millions more at risk of flooding. Satellite image shows higher risk than computer models. And Barcelona's Aguero out for 10 weeks with injury. Club confirmed the striker suffered a tendon injury. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.